Moonshiners Season 14, Episode 8. Mark and Digger enlist Bruiser Martin before getting arrested in the latest episode of Moonshiners, which aired on January 14, 2025. Veteran distillers Mark Ramsey and Eric Digger Maines expand their operations by enlisting the expertise of Kentucky-based moonshiner Bruiser Martin. With nearly 7 years of experience producing barrel-aged liquor, Mark and Digger have built a reputation for quality spirits. However, increasing customer demand for bourbon, a high-value product in the moonshine market, prompted them to seek specialized assistance. Bruiser Martin, renowned for his bourbon-making skills and a winner of the Master Distiller competition, emerged as the ideal collaborator. The pair are running a successful operation this season and are more cautious about bringing someone in due to law enforcement. Get updates on the latest posts and more from monsters and critics straight to your inbox. By submitting your information, you agree to our T&CS and privacy policy. Mark and Digger fear getting arrested and take their time assessing Bruiser as a potential partner. Mark and Digger subjected him to a series of practical tests to assess Bruiser's adaptability to their traditional backwoods distilling methods. They began by challenging him to identify a suitable still site in a remote location, deviating from his usual controlled environment of indoor distilleries. Additionally, they deliberately provided incorrect ingredient proportions to evaluate his knowledge and problem-solving abilities. Bruiser's expertise became evident when he correctly identified that sugar is unnecessary in authentic bourbon production, thereby passing the initial test. His preparation of the mash further impressed the veteran distillers. The final assessment involved achieving a distillate proof of 120, aligning with Mark and Digger's stringent quality standards. Bruiser successfully met this criterion, leading to a formal job offer, which he accepted, marking the beginning of a promising collaboration. Despite this strategic partnership, a teaser for upcoming episodes reveals escalating tensions and potential legal challenges for Mark and Digger. The preview depicts the duo expressing concerns over the possibility of law enforcement intercepting their operations, which could result in significant financial losses amounting to tens of thousands of dollars in seized liquor. The footage intensifies as both are shown being escorted in handcuffs, with Mark lamenting, "This ain't good for us, this ain't good," while being led to a police vehicle. The Moonshiners series continues to captivate audiences by delving into the complexities of illicit distilling, highlighting the delicate balance between tradition, innovation, and the ever-present risk of legal repercussions. Introducing Bruiser Martin into Mark and Digger's operations adds a new dimension to their pursuit of producing high-quality bourbon under the constant threat of law enforcement intervention. It is unclear what events led to their arrest, and viewers must stay tuned to determine if their operation is in jeopardy. Moonshiners Season 14, Episode 8. Mark and Digger enlist Bruiser Martin before getting arrested. The rugged hills of Appalachia have always been a backdrop for an untold number of stories, many of them centered around the tradition of moonshining, an art passed down through generations, stubbornly resistant to modernity and the law. It's a life of secrecy, passion, and at times, intense danger. And if you ask the moonshiners on Moonshiners, it's not just about making liquor, it's about preserving a way of life, a craft, and a heritage. In Moonshiners Season 14, Episode 8, we find fan favorites Mark and Digger facing a challenge that's as old as the hills they live on, but it comes with an exciting twist. The duo, having made a name for themselves with their innovative methods and commitment to the craft, are now enlisting a new ally in their pursuit of high-quality moonshine. Bruiser Martin, a local expert with a flair for keeping things close to the vest. Opening scene. The call for help. The episode opens with Mark and Digger deep in conversation as they examine the stills they've been working on in the woods. The air is thick with anticipation as the two share their frustrations about a recent batch that didn't quite turn out as expected. The flavor wasn't right. The cuts weren't clean. Something just wasn't working. With the law on their heels and the pressure mounting to get it right, they know they need something, or someone, to get them back on track. Mark's voice carries the weight of his concern. We've got the right ingredients, the right setup, but it's like we're missing that little extra bit of knowledge, that touch of experience. We're close, but something's off. Digger, ever the optimist but also a realist, nods in agreement. Yeah, we're at a crossroads. We need help, and fast. Mark pulls out his phone and starts dialing. Someone he trusts, someone who's worked the craft for years but keeps a low profile. That someone is Bruiser Martin. Bruiser is a legendary figure in the region's moonshining community, known for his precision and uncanny ability to create a smooth, high-quality batch under the harshest of conditions. As the phone rings, Mark explains, "If there's anyone who can take this to the next level, it's Bruiser." Digger raises an eyebrow. "Yeah, but you know he's gonna make us work for it. And getting him to even answer the phone, that's half the battle." To their surprise, Bruiser picks up after the first ring. His gravelly voice cuts through the tension in the air. "Mark? Digger? What's up?" Bruiser's expertise. The three men meet in the woods a day later. Bruiser rolls in with a rugged truck, pulling up to their makeshift operation like a man who's been doing this for decades. He's wearing the same weathered cap and denim jacket he's known for, and his eyes have a sharpness to them that comes from years of experience in the moonshine business. Bruiser immediately starts assessing their stills, inspecting the setup with the keen eye of a seasoned pro. Mark and Digger watch closely as he runs his hands along the pipes, checking the temperature and flow, all while muttering under his breath. "You boys have got the fundamentals right, but you're missing something crucial here," Bruiser says, pausing and looking at them. "It's about the cuts, your heads, hearts, and tails. You gotta know exactly where to make those separations to get the smoothest shine." Mark and Digger exchange a glance. They've both learned a lot over the years, but there's always more to uncover. They're eager to hear more. The distillation where all the nasty stuff comes out. You don't want that. The hearts, that's the good stuff, the smooth, flavorful liquor. And then the tails, they've got some ethanol left, but they can be too harsh for most people. If you don't separate those out properly, your shine will taste like crap. Digger leans in. "We know the basics, but it's hard to know where to cut when you're in the thick of it." Bruiser shrugs, his expression turning serious. "That's why you need someone with experience. You've got to be able to judge it by smell, by taste, and even by feel. If you don't have that, well, you're in trouble." Mark and Digger listen intently, taking mental notes. It's clear that Bruiser's knowledge is invaluable, and his approach is going to help them refine their process. But there's an underlying tension too. As the trio works together, there's an ever-present awareness that the law isn't far behind. The law closes in while Mark, Digger, and Bruiser are busy perfecting their craft. The episode takes a sharp turn. Tensions rise as the local authorities begin to close in on their operation. A series of snitches and increased patrols in the area has made it more difficult for the trio to stay under the radar. As Bruiser adds some final touches to the setup, Digger steps back and scans the surrounding woods, his senses heightened. "We need to move fast," he mutters. Mark nods, wiping his brow. "Let's finish this batch, and then we'll get out of here. We don't have much time." Just as they start to make the final cuts, the sound of sirens wails in the distance. It's a harsh reminder of the life they've chosen, a life on the edge, where one wrong move can lead to a run-in with the law. Bruiser doesn't miss a beat. You guys go ahead. I'll keep an eye out. The sound of footsteps crunching on the leaves signals that the lawmen are getting closer. Mark and Diva exchange a quick look before making the decision to pack up and run. But it's too late. The trio scrambles to pack up their gear. 2 sheriff's deputies emerge from the trees. One of them is a familiar face, Deputy Tyler, who's been on their trail for a while now. His stern expression makes it clear that they've been caught all right. Boys. Deputy Tyler calls out, his hand resting on the holster of his sidearm. I'm afraid this operation is over. Mark, Digger, and Bruiser are cornered. Bruiser's calm demeanor doesn't falter. He simply looks at the officers and grins. You know the drill. We've been at this a long time. Deputy Tyler doesn't flinch. We had our eyes on you for a while now. It's only a matter of time. With a resigned sigh, Mark puts his hands up. Well, I guess that's the end of that batch. Bruiser steps forward, his voice calm but firm. Look, you got us. But this isn't just about the shine. It's about the tradition, the craft. If you're gonna take us down, you might as well take the whole mountain with you. The deputies exchange glances, clearly unmoved by Bruiser's words. The scene shifts quickly as the officers begin to cuff the trio, leading them toward the waiting patrol. The episode ends on a bittersweet note.